Good morning, is it from Zetster's Lab? Well, I'm busy with another top from my serviettes, vintage serviettes. But as I was thinking about that, I was dressing myself into my new little sweater I made yesterday. And I thought, you know what, before I can tell you about that next video, vintage serviettes, I need to tell you about this. This is, I made this one yesterday. We've got in between weather, so it's in between hot and cold, and I just feel like something a little bit warmer. And I remember my huge roll of material. Well, years back, years, must have been 10 years back, I created some paintings for my sister-in-law, and she paid me with cloth, with hundreds, I mean really it must have been 50, I think more than 50 meters of this material. It is a linen, very much linen. And at that stage, the roll was so large that we actually had to cut it, roll it down, cut it in half in order to get it in my car. That is how much material I was paid with. So now what? At that stage, I really didn't know what a huge blessing this is going to turn out. Because guess what? I think at that stage, I just started with my creative clothes process. I've always created some clothes, but I used patterns. And when I was younger, and then I came to a point where, you know, it's cheaper to buy, so I stopped making clothes. And then I started again a couple of years back. My kids were out of school, and I was just thinking of just a little slip dress, so I started with that. And then eventually I got this huge pile of material. Well, this is all that is left, and I'm very, very sad. But guess what happened after I received this? The fear of making a mistake vanished. Because why? Now all of a sudden I have more than enough. I don't have to be afraid that I will make a mistake. So guess what that made? That created this no fear in me. So I could just keep creating and doing whatever I wanted with this material. So that's when I also got the idea of bleaching. So I just took, you can see that piece, I took some, I've got a video, I'll link it below, that I created years ago to show you how to bleach, how you use bleach and a little flour or something to create this. So where I sprayed the bleach, it took out the ink, so it became pink. So when I started yesterday of creating this, once again I used one of the tops that I bought in Thailand that I loved. So I just cut it, used it as a pattern, 3 minutes. I must confess, I forgot this material shrink when you wash it. So I actually wanted to have it a little bit larger, a little bit longer. But oh well, this is now, after I washed it, what happened. So the awesome thing is with this material, linens and cottons, it frays beautifully. So you don't have to always make a neat hem. So I just add a little piece more, and look at my beautiful neckline. The same with the bottom part. You can see I'm still fraying it. The bottom part, you know, it just looks gorgeous. And this is the same. I just put a piece on with 2 of the pieces that I had to cut that was left over from here, and I just sewed it there on the front. So the more I created And the more I really played with this material, the more loose my sewing skills or whatever became. I'm just going to show you some of the things I created. This is just a little slip dress, you can see. And once again, I just sprayed bleach with a bleach bottle to get that effect. It was a little bit short, so I just added a piece, and you can see the fraying there at the bottom. Isn't it gorgeous? Then I had to add things so that I can put my cell phone in it, because you know me and my cell phone, it's for photos. So once again, look there on top. It's so easy. It's it's challenging, I must say, to do a proper neckline. So for me, this is just so much quicker. And this is it. Voila, a dress. Short, just below my knee. So another thing that I want to tell you about creating with linen or any material that you can just change. So I created this dress, and it was number fit. I think that was the first one I created. So when I washed it, it became a little tight. So after wearing it for half an hour or so, it stretches. So it was okay. But then I picked up some weight, so I had to make a plan. So what did I do? I just added in another piece at the back. Can you see? I just added in a piece, sewed on some leather, sewed some leather patches that I also got, and now it's really awesome. So I love long slits, and then just to keep the slits from tearing, I just added some pieces of leather there. So the little pocket there in front. So when some of your clothes, when you outgrow them or they shrink like this, you just put another piece in. It's easy, because the minute you are not fearful, the sky is not even the limit. You can do whatever you want. And this is also a coat I made. I think I've got videos of all of these things. You can see I created the coat first, and then I bleached it. Look at the bottom there. You can see the bottom is where I bleached it. So this is just a long coat, long coat with a plain piece of blue material. Another thing I created, so all of these things I did without patterns. I used the clothes that fits me well, that I love, and I used that as patterns. This one was also, I put this in bleach. I think I did this first, and then I said, but I'm going to try and get it a little bit lighter. So I put the whole dress in bleach, and voila, now I've got a little pink dress. So I also added a pocket. You can once again see this one is a little bit more crazy. It wasn't, I used the piece of cloth I had at that stage. Now look at the bottom. It is not square, so I just use it as it was. And then once again, I put in my slits. So voila, same piece of material, I just bleached the whole thing. Then I make this little skirts. This is actually, I want to tell you about this. This is just a piece of cloth. Anybody can do this. You can do this. Just make sure that you can pull it over your bum. So it's just a square. Mine, I think this one is a little bit wider than square. But this is it. You just give it a hem. You put a thing through. you pull it, and there you've got the nicest little skirt. This one is on my knee. Oh, I love it. I mean, this is one of my favorite pieces to wear because it's so nice and so cool. And once again, just to make it a little interesting, I bleach it with some ferns. So really, you make sure that it can fit over your bum, and then you just cut it the length you want. Once again, I just frayed the bottom. You actually just leave it because when you wash it, it becomes this beautiful. So any linen does this. You will see also when you buy material and find material if it's able to fray. So this is just actually just one piece that just frayed so beautifully. With this one, I actually added a piece to make it a little bit more heavy, whatever, just to give it more substance there. So that's it. This is another one. Oh, this is also just a dress I made. I had this braiding. I don't know where I got that. And I just add this as a pattern. I bought this dress. It was absolutely gorgeous. And then I used this to make this beautiful dress. So voila, once again, this one does not have any fraying, but you can see there. And this all happens because I got paid with a huge pile of material. So the sky is the limit when you start to create. And first thing is fear got to go, because fear keeps you back. What if I make a mistake? So what? As you can see, you just add something. So I was thinking actually this morning, is this a little bit too tight or whatever, because I wanted it larger, but I actually love it like it is now. Once again, you know me, I got my base a little pants, tight fitting kind of, my little top, and then just this over it. And voila, I look like $1 million. Okay, I can joke with myself. So you just add on. So this is just a piece that I added on, and then I thought, but I wanted to have it longer, so I add another piece. So if I actually wanted to, I can add another piece with frays to get it more bohemian. So the sky is the limit. All you need to get rid of is your fear. So a while back I went to a shop, charity shop, and I bought this huge piece of material for 100 rand. I mean, let's say $4. I couldn't leave it. It's overall in twill. So, because once again, now the sky is the limit. Not even the limit. I can use this for so much things. I'm actually thinking of trying to bleach it and see what that's gonna do. And then I'm actually gonna try my inks on it. And voila. So, yes, have a fantastic day and just start. The thing with anything in life, you got to start. I wasn't born this creative. I had to create. You need to allow the creative juices in you, because we are all creators in different forms and ways. We create our lives by what we think and what we speak and what we see. And the same with sewing, the same with art, the same with your gardening. Whatever you do, you actually create. When you cook, I'm a terrible cook, so that is not where my juices are flowing presently, but this is where my juices are flowing, because it makes me realize that I am alive, that the life is in me, that I have whatever I need to get through this moment victoriously. And that means with peace and joy. Me creating this video allows the life in me to flow, because I just love sharing and getting you guys going, realizing that you've got the abundant life in you. All you need to do is find those things that really makes the life in you start to flow mightily. Have a fantastic day. And this I didn't have yesterday, and now today I feel like $1 million wearing something that was not here yesterday. Said from Zedster's Lab. Love you lots.